Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Boardsy, and this is going to be a review of the Piranha Mods Viper Mini Wireless, or for the sake of YouTube views, the Viper Mini Ultimate. Like I said, this mouse is 60 grams. It is 3D printed. It has a magnetic charging feature, which is sick. I'll get into that later. It features Kill 4.0 switches, and the rest of the internals are just standard G305. But if you guys don't know Piranha, he's probably the most well-known custom mouse maker. I have tried another custom mouse in the past, though, so I will be comparing it to that. And also the G Pro Wireless Superlight, because that's like just a real mouse that is in the similar weight range. But I just gotta thank Nacho Customs for buying this mouse for me. He got it for me as a Christmas gift, and he also did this sick, like, fade paint job, which I think looks spectacular. Nacho Customs review dropping soon. But he straight up bought this mouse for me, which is just insane. So it has allowed me to review it because people were right. I had been not reviewing Piranha mice for too long. I just didn't want to pay the price. So somebody paid the price for me, and here we are. But first things first, quality. That is probably the most important thing when you're buying a mouse of this cost. You want it to not be cheap. You want it to feel solid because if you're spending $200, you want to get your end game mouse. You don't want to get something that's just going to feel like shit after a few months. And what really scares me about this mouse is this click design. If you can see, you can already see that, like, out of the box, the right click is like raised higher than the left click. And I don't know if this is intentional, but like, look at what I can do. That just fucking really sets me the wrong way. Also, like, here, this is where the click activates, and I can easily get a ton of post travel on both switches. So, I mean, that just kind of scares me, especially at the $200 price point, because this is after using the mouse for like 5 days. And that was just a comparison between the main clicks of the Piranha Viper Mini and the XM1 RGB. They both use Kale 4.0 switches, but they sound and feel completely different. These just feel like slightly better Omron 20M, similar to like Ultralight 2 style clicks, but not that good, I'd say. And especially with like the amount of like pre-travel and stuff, it's not the highest quality clicking experience. It does not compare to the CryoMods mouse, the Japanese Omrons. Holy fuck, literally erection every time I click these switches. But they're fine. Like, it's a solid clicking experience. And in game, I have had very few problems. The only main problems I've had are accidentally clicking the right click. I don't know if it's because it's fucking raised or whatever, but it's just so easy for me to accidentally press it, and that does kind of annoy me. And if you do keep your fingers like towards the way top of the mouse, and you have clicks of a similar like quality to mine, it's just gonna feel AIDS. But I don't know, mine might just be like defective because every product I get is defective. But like, there's no way this is intentional. Surely I would have heard about like Piranha mice being able to like open up like this. You could fucking like mod the mouse without even unscrewing it. And the iffy clicks aside, the rest of the buttons are alright. The side buttons are just standard G305 side buttons. My mouse 5 does have a lot of pre-travel. So if you do play Fortnite, once again, I would just recommend getting a standard mouse. Don't get like a custom wireless mouse if you actually need them for like competitive use. But for me, they've been just fine. Scroll wheel G305, once again, just a very standard scroll wheel. And the clicks, if these weren't Kill 4.0s, like if these were Omron 10Ms or whatever stock in the G305, this mouse would be a nightmare. So I'm definitely happy to see that it has that. But the rest of this mouse, like the non specs, the shape, the size, the feel, the design, it's actually really nice. First, I just want to cover the magnetic charging. You get like this. Holy fuck! I barely have any room, but you get this like magnetic thing, and you can put it, and it just connects. Holy shit! It might honestly be even more convenient than the Razer charging dock. It's just really hard for me to get it on camera because it is just not optimized for that. But you can see the magnetic charger's just in there. Holy shit! Really sick. I don't care how much weight that adds, that is just ultimate convenience. And obviously, I have the Viper Mini shape, but you can see on his website that he offers a ton of different options. I'll leave the link in the description, and he is constantly updating them, like adding new shapes, taking away irrelevant ones, like all of that shit. There's some cool ones like the G502, G303. These are really interesting, and I'm happy that they're all at this $200 price point because they used to like fluctuate, I swear. And that was really weird. Obviously, I didn't pay for mine. Once again, thank you so much, Nacho, but I do feel like price is a major factor when considering a custom mouse like this. But considering that the quality doesn't really even compare to this CryoMods custom mouse that I commissioned, I don't know. It's just a really hard sell. There's nothing about this mouse that is like much better than the CryoMods one, aside from me personally preferring like the shape and feel. Another thing to mention is that these don't feel like standard mice, and I don't know how to explain it because it's one of those things that if you like have a G Pro wireless Superlight in one hand and then you have this mouse in the other hand, God forgive me for using my left hand to touch a mouse, but it just does not feel the same. Like the plastic straight up feel different, and it provides you a completely different feel. It was something that I got used to and I started to really enjoy after a few days. And I feel like if I had tried this mouse like 3 months ago, I would have been blown away by basically every aspect of it besides the quality. But now we have Logitech releasing the G Pro Wireless Superlight, 60 grams, and it just all around feels like a more refined, like better mouse. The only place this really has it beat out is the fact that Piranha offers a ton of different shapes, and if you just don't like the G Pro Wireless shape, you're probably not gonna want to like main the Superlight. But hey, if you have like a fucking G502 light speed and maybe you get a Piranha one, I could see that being a good purchase. But there are once again like other mouse makers, but those don't have like as much stock as Piranha does. Like on his website, you can straight up just spend the $200 and get a mouse shipped to you. While this was like a 2 month process, so there's tons of pros and cons to everything. I would just really like to see the click design be a bit improved, and I mean, that's about my only complaint because I know you can only do so much with the G305 PCB. The stock feet he adds, I don't know. My mouse came to me with the Zowie S2 Hyperglides, but I see on his website they're like the circular, like hole punch feet. I just threw on some Viper Mini core pads though, since it's the Viper Mini shape. And I do like that it has a flat base. You can put whatever. Also, I don't know what's going on with my base, but I don't ask questions. The mouse feels fine. And I know I was pretty harsh on it, but this is genuinely a good mouse. Like when I was not focused on critiquing the mouse, I did enjoy it. Obviously the Viper Mini shape, it's something that I love. I'm able to both claw and fingertip it very comfortably, as are many people. And just using this mouse, there's always something to be said about how wireless just feels better than wired. And all things considered, I do prefer this over the Hello Kitty Viper Mini. However, nothing will ever have more swag than the Hello Kitty Viper Mini. But that's going to be all for this video. At $200, very hard to recommend, but unless you're an oiler, you're just going to have to do a lot of thinking. But that's going to be all for this video. Thank you to Nacho for sending it out, allowing me to review it. And yeah, that's going to be all. Make sure to leave a like and sub.